Hey, what's going on, everybody? Keith from Almost in Full Color. You know I'm back with another review for you guys. This one, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now, lately, although Assassin's Creed is probably one of my favorite running titles, as of late, I've had some issues with the games, and Origins started to kind of bring it back for me. So I was very excited to play Odyssey, see what that's about. And today I wanted to get into that. So first and foremost, we got the visuals. You know, I love my visuals, and this game is really great for that. It looks amazing. The environments are dope, expansive maps, so you get to see all different types of geography, and this is all historical stuff. So for those who haven't played Assassin's Creed games, they literally go back and look at old maps and they really chart it out to make the game look as accurate as possible to the time. For those who don't know the time that this existed in, this is around the Peloponnesian War. So historically, this comes as the very first Assassin's Creed title, kind of historically. Now, although the graphics look very good and the visuals look great, there were some instances where it doesn't look that great, with characters not rendering in, some really bad facial expressions. And one thing that I don't know if I can attribute it to the graphics or not was the facial expressions made by the characters didn't exactly match the tone of the voice like that went with it. So I don't know where to put that. But there are a lot of times where you see an emotion expressed on the character's face, but then the tone that is used when the voice acting is happening. So I don't know where to put that at, but there are just a bunch of weird moments in that aspect. But overall, no complaints with the graphics visually. One thing that is kind of weird, and I guess it's kind of like a positive, is that your main character stands out from the other NPCs like in a ridiculous way. The detail that's in your character, not many other characters even have much detail to them. I mean, which isn't a bad thing, I guess. It's just one of those weird things to where when you see your character is just really unique in a way. It's just one of those oddities. It's nothing that bothered me personally. But we move on to the gameplay. The gameplay is dope. There's so much stuff to do, and they expanded upon Origins and everything that they started. So in Origins, they had this part. I don't want to spoil it, so I'm trying to like talk around it. But there were some very elite warriors who were sent after you, and they brought that back in a bigger capacity, as a bigger role now. So essentially, when you do certain things, people could put a bounty on you. They put a hit out on you. Now, when they put a hit out on you, mercenary will start to track you down and try to come and take you out. The more bad stuff you do, you can build up that bar, and you can have 5 mercenaries hunting you at one time. This can get really hairy if you're trying to do a mission. You got 5 people roll up on you. Now, there are 3 ways to get rid of this bounty that you have on you. You have the first way, which is you can pay the person off who put the hit on you. The second way is to go and kill the person who put the hit out on you. And the third is to pretty much lay low, don't do anything, keep a low profile for a while. So those are the 3 ways to get rid of it. However, keeping it does have some format of benefit, because the more mercenaries you kill that are sent after you, the higher your mercenary rank. So you actually have a spot on this board, this mercenary board, and as you rank up, you move up. Now, once you move up in the rankings, you get some format of benefit depending on which tier you're in. So you have like blacksmiths will drop their prices. You can have people who put bounties on you you could take off 20% and pay them 20% less, and they'll take the bounty off. So a really great system that they worked into here. The mercenaries give up some of the best loot in the game, so that's always a plus. And it's a really great system. The other system that I like right now is the cultist system. Now, this is a bit of a spoiler, but there are 44 people that you got to kind of take out. And to figure out who these 44 people are, you have to kind of find clues about them. And they start off, shrouded with a mask on. You don't know who they are, so you got to do side quests, or even killing some mercenaries. They'll have information about occultists on this board. So once you find everything that you can find out about them, you can then go hit them and unveil their mask and see who they are, which is really, really cool. And the other cool thing is there was one that I actually never unveiled his mask. I didn't know who he was, and I just found this random dude and popped him, and it was a cultist the whole time. So I thought that was really neat. The whole that whole system is great. Next up, we have this ship, this damn ship that everybody loves. I'm not going to front. The ship is pretty cool. You can upgrade it throughout the game by getting materials and these little tablet things. You got to find these tablets. I haven't run across them frequently, so I think they do that just so that your ship isn't like decked out by the time you're level 15. But the ship is pretty dope. The naval warfare is good. I have no issue with that at all. I haven't had any issues really. I thought they did a great job in Black Flag with it, as well as Assassin's Creed 3. So I've always liked the ship in the naval warfare, and once again, it's back and fine tuned. You can even have lieutenants on your ship that come through, and you can also recruit people to put on your ship, which is kind of like a new addition that they added. Pretty good, pretty good. Like I said, the ship is alright. It's not too bad. And the one thing I did not like though was to upgrade a weapon. It is stupid to upgrade a weapon as far as materials go. Like and you're getting levels, and it's like, all right, I just hit level 23 and I upgraded this, had to spend all this material. Now I'm level 28, I gotta spend all this again. It's like way too much, and it can feel grindy. Like I have to grind out all these materials just to upgrade a weapon. But you can, level up pretty efficiently if you're doing things right. Which once again, it just makes it so much more difficult to upgrade weapons. It makes you not want to do it until you hit a certain level. So you'll play with under level weapons, or you'll play with weapons that you don't necessarily like. You may have found a weapon that really suited your playstyle as far as the stats on it, whether it gave you better warrior damage or hunter damage or assassin damage, and now you have to use something that's not really in your play tree. Speaking of trees, the skill tree is dope. I really like it. It really lets you tailor your assassin abilities to what you want. I have not put a single skill into the bow and arrow, and I'm loving my character build right now. So really great that you are given freedom to pretty much pick and choose which skills you want. There is somewhat of a level requirement, but once you hit that point, I mean, you can pretty much pick any skill on the board, top to bottom, and just take it. You don't need to there's not many that need a prerequisite skill learned. So, skill tree, dope. So next up we have the voice acting. The voice acting and the sound, let's call it that. Once again, they're back and doing their thing. Very good.
Oh, I didn't. But you're so fat. I mean, big, strong. You really do only have one eye.
My eye. Give it to me. Give it to me, and I won't kill Marcos for having you steal it. Give it to me!
You want it? Go get it.
Like I said earlier, there are some instances where facial expression does not match the voice emotion or tone that is coming out, so it does come off as a little weird. But for the most part, sounds great. There are some jargon that's used that can be lost upon you, but overall, no real issue with the voice acting. It's not the greatest in the world voice acting, but that's not to say that it's bad at all. It is very good. Now let's get to the narrative, and this is where I kind of have a little bit of a rift. The narrative isn't bad. It's a good narrative as far as the historical part. When we talk about present day, once again they come back and don't give us much, which is very saddening to me. The present day and historical parallel that was happening throughout Assassin's Creed 1, 2, and 3 were just phenomenal to me. It was like you were playing two games at once because you had the present day, what's happening there, but you also were in the past living this life of an ancestor. So I thought it was just genius, really. And once again, they come back and they give us a great historical run, but not really much in the present day to let us know like what is happening. Like after Assassin's Creed 3, you have that just crazy ending, and then so far we really haven't seen a whole lot about why are we still going back into the past and learning things about about what we're learning about. I don't know who has played and who hasn't, so I'm trying to be spoiler free, okay? But also, my other issue was that when we talk about the past, it's really not an Assassin's Tale, really. I mean, it is, but it isn't. It's pretty hard to. I mean, the iconic Assassin's Creed Gauntlet doesn't even exist. It's really rough because it's like, man, you have these iconic assassin things, but that they've been taken out. And like I said, the narrative, I tried my best to kind of separate my love for the game and what I'm used to and want from the developer trying to push forward. So all in all, the narrative is good. The other thing about the narrative that I wouldn't say it bothered me, I thought it was really cool that you can pick either Cassandra or Alexios to start off with. But I'd really hope that they had different storylines to add to the replayability, because it would give you like Alexios's point of view and you can run the game as him, or you can run the game as Cassandra and see like what happened. And I thought that would have been really dope. But unfortunately, it does not matter which character you pick. Pretty much, they flip flop. So anyone who's just starting the game and is a little worried about who to choose, honestly, don't worry about it. It doesn't matter one way or the other. The other cool thing about the narrative is that it kind of allows you to make choices. Now, some choices don't matter. They just let you make the choice just to make it. And some actually do matter. So I think that's also cool because you don't know which choices you make are going to affect the narrative. So the choices that you do have to make kind of leave you wondering, like, how is this going to affect the future of the game? And that's really dope. It kind of makes you think about every step that you take here. Now, I think in every review I've done, I've had some deep dive into something that was said or a message that was delivered. So I guess I'll keep that going. And in this one, portion that hit me pretty hard was the fact that slaves exist in this game. And at one point, there are a few side quests that speak to something that happened when slaves found freedom, which is they had no sense of purpose. That they had known their whole life to be a slave, and if they weren't a slave, then what were they? And it was about people kind of finding themselves, which I thought was a pretty cool thing to like have in the game. It was like really wow. Some slaves just wanted to stay a slave and they didn't want to press forward, and I mean, you could take that many ways. That's a message that can mean some people are slaves to their job. They don't want to get out of it. They just want to stay there. They have no desire to get out of that. Some people are slaves to relationships. So it's really wild. Like just how you could take that, just that whole, and it's not just one side quest. It was quite a few of them where they kind of like poke that bear a little bit just to get you thinking. And I thought that was pretty cool. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I have to feel like it was intentional. Just talking about that. And I mean, it's a cool thing, and I don't know if maybe all games have done it, but we'll see. As I keep doing these reviews, we'll see if games keep coming with that type of content. All right, you guys been kicking it with me for a little while. It's about time I tell you how I feel about the game, and the game is almost in full color. It's not perfect. No, it has its blemishes for sure, but it is still a very quality title. I can't stress that enough. And Ubi, if you're listening, please give me some present day love. I need to know why we're going back in time. Why is this pertinent right now? Like, give me some present day love. You've already got the formula for the past, man. Come on, give me some present day type stuff. Ladies and gentlemen, these are my thoughts on one of my favorite titles in the whole wide world. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Peace. Be easy.